Welcome to Food for Life. I'm Ken Hamilton with Biominerals Technology, and this segment is on Make Meat Healthy Again. The following is our foundational and evidentiary basis that God, throughout the processes of creation, organized food to sustain the entirety of all life brought forth by divine creation. Thus, foods and diets God created for the different kinds of life have provided the nutrition and the health intended from its uses. Only when mankind began to alter the food and diets God created, not only for himself but also other creatures, the fowl, the cattle, did the degenerative diseases of today become commonplace in our society. Only in recent times have we gone from natural to man-made and unnatural diets. Whole foods have been replaced with refined, processed, and ultra-processed foods. Grazing on natural herbs and forages has been replaced by high seed oil grain diets. Nutrient-dense and mineral-rich foods, forages, have been replaced by nutrient-deficient foods loaded with chemical preservatives. And our natural animal fats, butter, tallow, and lard, those have been replaced with vegetable oils that are high in oxidative omega-6s and low in antioxidative omega-3s. We have gone from being metabolically healthy with no degenerative diseases to being metabolically unhealthy with all types of degenerative diseases and dysfunctions. History shows that animal fats have sustained the human family for thousands upon thousands of years without causing disease. But to the contrary, within a few decades, after incorporating seed oils into our diets, which reduced or replaced animal fats, the expression of degenerative disease began to manifest itself. The process of divine creation is detailed in Genesis chapter 1. Throughout the 6 creative periods, God describes the order and the hierarchy of life that was organized to sustain all kinds of life. In the Bible, the first chapter of Genesis, verse 1, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. And the earth was without form, and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. And God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. The process of creation described in Genesis verses 1 through 3 is matter being brought forth from an unorganized state. This is without form, void, and darkness, into an organized form now endowed with divine intelligence or light. This light or divine intelligence gave matter individual properties, energy, structure, and stability, from which came the building blocks of this earth, the planets and the stars surrounding it, and the solar system required for all further life in intelligent forms to come forward. Which light proceedeth forth from the presence of God to fill the immensity of space, the light which is in all things, which giveth life to all things, which is the law by which all things are governed, even the power of God who sitteth upon his throne, who is in the bosom of eternity, who is in the midst of all things. And again, verily I say unto you, he hath given a law unto all things, by which they move in their times and their seasons, and their courses are fixed, even the courses of heaven and the earth, which comprehend the earth and all planets. The fundamental building blocks of our earth and all life upon it are the basic atomic elements found within the periodic table of elements. Elements combine to form various molecular structures that make up all biological life. These elements all have certain chemical, physical, and electromagnetic properties. Each is uniquely different from all the others. These properties are expressions of energy that are contained within the atoms of these elements, minerals. Each element in the periodic table of elements is composed of atoms. Atoms are composed of protons, neutrons, and electrons. This beautiful but very simple pattern is how the elemental structure of our periodic table was put together. Hydrogen has one atom. Helium has two. Lithium has 3 atoms. Barium, 4 atoms. Boron, 5 atoms. Carbon contains 6 atoms. Nitrogen has 7 atoms. Oxygen, 8, and so forth. Each progressive element contains one additional atom from the previous until the entire periodic table has been constructed. This is a very basic and simple process that is simply repeated. Each element increases in weight, size, mass, and energy structure. Let's look at the creative processes during day 3. God caused the dry land to appear, which he called earth. He gathered together the waters, which he called seas. God brought forth grasses, herbs, and fruit trees. God created all foods to provide superior nutrition that support the intelligent genetic design of our body and its metabolic system. In short, let food be thy medicine, and medicine be thy food. In the creative period of day 4, and God organized 2 great lights to divide the day from the night, where the greater light ruled the day and the lesser light to rule the night. In the creative period of day 5, and God brought forth life, the fowl, the great whales, and every living creature. During the creative period of the 6th day, God made the beasts and the cattle, and God created man in his own image, male and female. And God blessed them to be fruitful and to multiply and replenish the earth, and to subdue it and have dominion over his other creations. Subdue means to bring the land under cultivation. Dominion is the role of a steward. It lacks the power of creation and intelligent design, and it has not the power to change the laws that God himself placed in all things. At the end of the 6 creative periods, God declared, "It was very good." Throughout creation, all of God's intelligences were meticulously organized to sustain life. This began with the intelligent and divine organization of elements. Next brought forth plant life, followed by life in the sea, fowl in the air, cattle, beasts, and other creatures on the land, and finally man. Each in a meticulous hierarchy that provided the structure, the nutrition, and the intelligence to sustain all of God's creation. Creation set into motion that divine intelligence that created the ability for all levels of life on earth, each lending support to the next intelligent form of life. Elements acted on by microbes that plants, insects, fish, and fowl had sustenance. Plants provided nutrition for cattle and beasts and mankind. All this in a natural way. Each life form or kind having exactly what it was genetically and metabolically designed to eat. For millenniums, this intelligent divine food structure maintained all kinds of life on earth. Not until man began to alter the forms of food that God created did we begin to experience degenerative diseases that we see today in our society. We have shifted from the natural foods God made in the creative process to man-made unnatural foods that cause disease in animals and humans. We have shifted from natural animal fats to unnatural seed oils. Through the process of creation, day one, God brought forth matter from an unorganized state and endowed it with intelligence. Day two, God divides the water from the waters. Day three, God created the dry land, grasses, seeds, herbs, and fruit trees. Day four, God divided the day from the night. Day five, God created all the creatures of the sea and the air. On day six, God created the beasts of the field and mankind, male and female.